starts right now.
A large law enforcement presence on the city's west side as authorities respond to a report of a possible human smuggling operation. Sky 12 over the 2500 block of South General McMullen.
And they have been there for a couple of hours trying to sort out what is going on with that tractor trailer that is right in front of that building. And we know that several people, we've been told, are at the scene, whom officers say they're calling undocumented immigrants, according to their Facebook page.
Yeah, they say there also appears to be no major injuries among those migrants. Now, again, we want to point out we do not know for sure that this is a smuggling operation. We are waiting for Sheriff Javier Salazar to give us a briefing. He is on the scene right now. This is what we know. Witnesses tell us that this truck was pulled up at this apartment complex, and between 15 and 20 suspected migrants may have been seen in the back of this truck. But there are a lot of different rumors and speculation going on right now, so we really want to wait to see what the Bexar County Sheriff says first before we jump to any conclusions. But you can see there are Bexar County constables on the scene along with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. What we don't see right now, no EMS, which
was there about an hour ago.
Which means that they're probably not concerned about the health of whoever they're looking at. And we're also not seeing any federal immigration. We're not seeing ICE on the scene or Homeland Security investigators on the scene.
And we have been in touch with immigration officials, and they tell us the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is handling this investigation so far. We know that in the back of that trailer earlier, our photographer could see old furniture. That's what it looked to be filled with. And if you're just joining us, this is happening on South General McMullen, just south of Highway 90. We are getting information as it comes in. Even officials, as they got there, say this was just a mess. It was a confusing mess, but we do know our photojournalists saw about 15 to 20 people on the side there being kept kind of in the shade of that area, but a lot of
kind of under that tree that you see right there is where a lot of these people seem to have been gathering. And sorry to interrupt you, Patty, but again, this is video from earlier. Like you said, a lot of speculation on what's happening. And as you can see with the doors open there was some furniture in the back of that truck. Now I believe we are back live on the scene. Our Camelia Juarez is on the ground out there also monitoring what's happening. As you see a lot of people gathering, I'm guessing that's probably where the sheriff will be having his news conference momentarily.
And this is on one side of the airfield out there. That's on the southwest side. On the north side, kind of. Everybody's on edge when you see this kind of situation, because earlier this week we had an incident where, some migrants were found in the back of a trailer. That turned out unfortunate. And so everyone's kind of on edge. As you see this, you see something, you report it, and maybe perhaps this is what took place here today. Yeah.
And again, we are waiting for official word on what is happening here. But all of those white vehicles are either Bexar County constables or with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office as we take a live picture from the ground there. And I believe that's the sheriff we're looking out in the distance as he gets a briefing on exactly what's happening there. There's certainly members from the sheriff's office as we wait to get a briefing from the sheriff himself on exactly what is happening out there. But as we zoom out, it also looks like the back of that trailer has been closed.
Which was open, and we could see inside. It was open when we were there live.
But yeah, there you can see the back of the trailer itself. The doors have been closed, and you see the microphones are set up. We're just waiting for the sheriff to step up and give us some indication on exactly what is happening. I think we're going to continue to just monitor this situation because I don't see the sheriff even walking towards the podiums right now. So I think we're going to move on and do a little bit of news. We'll continue to check back in on this breaking news situation throughout the next 57 minutes of this newscast.
Definitely keeping an eye on that. Thank you. Well, thoughts of fireworks bursting in the sky have local cities and counties worried about fires bursting to life on the ground this Independence Day. Some counties have restricted what kinds of fireworks you can set off. Fireworks shows in Fair Oaks Ranch, Fredericksburg, and Bernie have all been canceled. Garrett Berger tells us what's prompting the extra precautions.
Lighting up the July 4th sky, Bernie normally finds a way to make sure its fireworks show happens.
You could be right up front and you would actually feel the power of the fireworks kind of like rumbling through your body.
But this year, the show won't go on.
Obviously, there's no doubt how dry and hot it has been.
The park where the show is typically held is right next to the Cibolo Nature Center. There's a lot of greenery out here, a lot of potentially flammable greenery.
So really the environment just isn't conducive to safely set off a lot of fireworks.
An issue fireworks fans seem to get.
Of course, my family and I would love to see the fireworks, but I think out of everyone's safety in Bernie, it's a good idea.
It's a little disappointing to think everybody could use something happy and cheerful happening, but I'm also concerned about the wildfires.
So it's unlikely to be a quiet sky come Monday night.
I guess everybody is still going to go get the fireworks on the side of I-10 because those stores are still open.
Bernie prohibits personal fireworks within the city limits. Outside of it, Kendall County, like Bexar and numerous other counties, has temporarily prohibited the use of certain kinds of fireworks, namely skyrockets with sticks and missiles with fins. And if you do set off fireworks, be ready to react to any inadvertent flame-ups.
Have water ready and available. Be prepared to stomp out any fire that might quickly start up, so that way you don't have to put our first responders at risk.
In Bernie, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
And for more fireworks information, head to our website, KSAT.com. We'll tell you which counties have bans or restrictions and where the fireworks shows are still a go. You can find it right there on our homepage, again, at KSAT.com.
It's a question that many Uvalde families had after not getting any more information into what exactly happened at Robb Elementary during last night's city council meeting. What can be done to remove the Uvalde County District Attorney? RJ Marquez spoke to a Uvalde woman who is trying to get answers for those families.
Kim Hammond has been fighting for accountability of those involved in the Robb Elementary School shooting. She was at Thursday's meeting and saw the frustration and anger from parents firsthand.
Governments are going to point the fingers because nobody wants to be blamed. The parents just want answers.
Family members are focusing their attention on District Attorney Christina Mitchell Busby. Some called for her removal from office.
The Attorney General, Ken Paxton, or a district judge would be the only ones that can answer that question. We really don't have any recourse because Christina hasn't done anything negligible thus far.
Uvalde Mayor Don McLaughlin says he has not gotten any information from Busby or anyone else involved with the investigation at the state level. Busby requested that no information be released by the city until Texas DPS completes its investigation and her office reviews it.
Your job.
Hammond says any bit of communication is better than nothing.
I would ask the DA to give these parents something, not the whole community at large, just the parents.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
We reached out to the district attorney's office for a comment on Uvalde families discussing her removal. We did not hear back.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner releasing the name of a man who was shot and killed this week on the city's west side. 30-year-old Fabricio Rivera was shot several times Monday morning in the 1200 block of West Cesar Chavez Boulevard. That's not far from South Brazos and Guadalupe Street. Rivera died at the hospital. Investigators are trying to determine what led to the shooting. They say they found several shell casings in the area. So far, no reports of any arrests.
We're learning the name of the victim killed in a crash on the south side. According to the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office, 41-year-old Noel Zapata was killed in that crash on Highway 16 near Palo Alto College on Wednesday morning. San Antonio police say Zapata crashed into the side of a big rig while making a left turn onto the access road. He got stuck under that truck and was then dragged. Zapata pronounced dead at the scene.
A man is dead following a late-night crash on the southeast side. It happened on Loop 410 near New Sulphur Springs Road around 10:30 last night. Officers say two vehicles clipped each other and both ran off the road. The man behind the wheel of one of those was still inside when it rolled down a hill after the crash. He died at the scene. The other driver was not hurt. Police are still investigating.
Well, if your 4th of July plans include a road trip and a tank or two full of gas, expect crowds on the roads and $4 plus prices at the pump. You may have noticed fuel prices actually dropping a bit. They're down another 11 cents in the past week. Still, the average price $4.42 a gallon, high enough to keep plenty of people home for those hot dogs and fireworks.
I just filled up my tank and, I think that pretty much says it all,
Staying home.
Absolutely.
If you're heading out still, AAA says to avoid highway crowds, wait until after 9 o'clock tonight or get an early start in the morning before noon. As for those dropping gas prices, analysts say that could continue for another week or two.
New at 6, Bexar County emergency officials will have extra eyes on your family as you head into the lakes this weekend. The sheriff's office unveiling a brand new piece of equipment that will protect county residents at no cost to them. And we were there as they took it out for a spin.
We're able to patrol every square inch of our county, whether on land or on water, and we're happy to have it.
Bexar County Sheriff deputies will have eyes on the water this weekend. This new rescue boat is the first of its kind for BCSO.
From a first responder's perspective, we don't want to be sitting here on the shore helpless while somebody's sinking.
Earlier this year, Sheriff Javier Salazar put out a call for help after county commissioners denied his funding request to buy a rescue boat. Business owner Javier Gomez answered the call. He donated his barely used 2006 vessel, estimated at about $20,000.
Now that we have no use for it, I mean, why have it? Might as well just give it, donate it to somebody that's going to put good use to it and then save lives.
Local business donors chipped in several thousands more to the Bexar County Sheriff's Foundation to equip the boat and pay for its maintenance.
This comes at zero cost to Bexar County taxpayers.
The boat will be stored at Bexar County ESD 10 and will be loaned to other emergency crews as needed. The county also unveiled a new $21,000 Zodiac boat for swiftwater rescues.
The Zodiac can get into smaller spaces and help perform those technical rescues. So shortly we'll be adding ESD 12 with their rescue boat as well and continuing to enhance the services offered by the ESDs in Bexar County.
And the sheriff says the boats will primarily be seen around Browning and Calaveras lakes.
All righty, heading into the 4th of July weekend, mainly on a hot note around San Antonio. No rain on radar, but as you go west, we do have a few little pop-ups here, one north of Tarpley, one just east of Utopia. This one has a few lightning strikes in it. So if you're around Utopia, you may hear a few rumbles of thunder. We've also got a few downpours farther west across parts of Valverde County, well north of Del Rio. More on what you can expect this weekend in just a bit.
All right, it's hot, it's July, why not?
Okay. Talk to Katie. Did you know?
Talk to Katie.
Talk to Katie.
Talk to Katie.
I'm here.
Did you know this is her last day officially on air?
I know she only has 2 newscasts left.
I thought we were going to get by this without a mention of that.
No.
Well, we're crying. It's rain from my eyes.
Aww.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. It's definitely a bittersweet day. I've loved every minute of my time here at KSAT, and I'll miss all you guys. It was nice this week to be able to talk about rain chances, right? Now we're turning away from that and back to talk of the heat, and that's going to be the focus as we head into this weekend. So in case you missed it, June was the hottest June on record, June of 2022. It was also the June with the most 100-degree days on record with 17. And wouldn't you know it, we started July with a triple-digit day. The high at the airport today, 100 degrees, 4 degrees shy of the record high temperature for today's date, which was set back in 1980. More heat this weekend. We'll be very close to 100 tomorrow. A mention of one of those isolated afternoon showers or storms could be the difference between us getting up to the century mark tomorrow afternoon. But either way you slice it, it's going to be plenty hot all the way through the holiday weekend. 100 on Sunday and 100 again on Monday for Independence Day. If you're finalizing your firework plan for Monday evening, just know it'll be very warm, near 90 degrees at dusk on Monday, but also breezy. So that's some good news. South-southeast winds will still be kicking Monday evening around 10 to 20 miles per hour, but keep in mind the sun doesn't go down until around 8:40. So as a result, it will still be very, very toasty as those fireworks start to light up the night sky. 95 now in Gonzales, 103 in Pleasanton, 99 in Hondo, and 93 in Kerrville. Let's take another look at radar. Again, I want to mention from Seguin up to New Braunfels, really a circle to Bernie, Medina Lake, down to Pleasanton, and all across Bexar County. No rain on radar, but as you go west of 281, we've got some downpours that have popped up around Tarpley, Utopia, down near Sabinal. I want to get in a little bit closer to these guys because these are putting down some pretty healthy rainfall right now and also producing a few lightning strikes. So Tarpley, you may be hearing a couple rumbles of thunder, seeing some lightning off to your north. Utopia, lightning off to your east there, along with some pockets of heavy rain. We've also got a few non-severe thunderstorms up to 77 from Del Rio around the Devil's River State Natural Area. Again, those are non-severe, just putting down some pockets of heavy rain. You saw on radar just how spotty and isolated those showers are. That's the kind of activity we could see again late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. So you'll see that 20% chance of rain. But just know it's going to be really isolated rain activity as we get into tomorrow. Temperature-wise, first thing tomorrow morning, a lot of us near 80 degrees, humid with some morning clouds. And then as we head toward lunchtime, mostly sunny and getting hot. Then after lunchtime through the early evening hours, we'll be watching for a few of those little pop-ups across the area. If you do get one of these brief little downpours, consider yourself lucky, because if you don't, you'll be left with to contend with temperatures near 100 degrees in many spots. Look for a high around 98 San Antonio, 98 New Braunfels, 102 Pleasanton, and 103 in Cotulla. The heat continues all the way through the 4th of July on Monday, but again, thankfully, we've got a good breeze with us over the next several days, guys.
Yeah, it makes it a little better when you got that breeze, right?
A little. Just a little bit better. All right, so he got introduced to his new team today, and mixed message a little bit from DeJounte.
It certainly seems like he's happy to be where he is, and it was a mutual decision based off of what he's talking about. We come back, we'll hear from DeJounte Murray on the trade that sent him to Atlanta from here, San Antonio. Plus, High School Hall of Fame in town with some big names getting inducted. Got that too, next.
I feel like if it wasn't Atlanta, I'll still be in San Antonio. You know, Atlanta's a place that I wanted to be. I'm excited to be here.
Former Spur DeJounte Murray has officially landed in the ATL in big board sports. After 6 unforgettable years in the Alamo City, DeJounte Murray's number 5 jersey is trading in the silver and black for red and white. Murray was officially introduced as a member of the Atlanta Hawks this afternoon via press conference. The Spurs finalized their trade with the Hawks yesterday. The deal ultimately earned the Spurs 3 first-round picks and 1 first-round pick swap over the next 4 years. Murray said the trade wasn't unexpected. It was mutually beneficial for both sides, and he'll always be a part of the Spurs family.
They're in a rebuilding stage, and you know they want to see me on a bigger stage, like I want to see myself on a bigger stage, you know, which is winning. And you know, I'm pretty sure that's what they want to do. I know that's what they want to do. The Spurs organization speaks for itself, you know, but just right now they didn't want to see me, you know, just waste years, you know, rebuilding and stuff. You know, they want to see me win and just the best for DeJounte. So I thank them for that a lot. And that's what makes, you know, our relationship, you know, special and family forever.
All right, so no DeJounte and no Lonnie Walker IV means lots of question marks for the immediate future of this current Spurs roster. Right now, it appears the centerpiece of the team is Keldon Johnson. Last season, Keldon posted career highs with 17 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 2.1 assists per game. He's also 22 years old and will be shouldering a lot more responsibility this year. Keldon was surprised to find out he'll have to move forward without DJ there to help guide him.
He was definitely like a big brother since I walked in the door. As soon as I got drafted, he sent me a text message, you know, saying, you know, let's get to work, you know. And, you know, since that day, you know, he kind of took me under his wing, you know, kind of steered me in the right direction, told me what to do and what not to do, you know, told me to stay in the gym, you know, and just that extra encouragement. So I feel like, you know, he was definitely a big part in, you know, me being successful, because he was definitely there for me every step of the way.
The young Spurs begin Summer League play just 1 week from now against the Cavaliers in Vegas on July 8th. Some serious star power on hand at the Grand Hyatt right here in San Antonio, welcoming the National High School Hall of Fame's class of 2022. 12 members were formally inducted this afternoon, including late running back Walter Payton, track and field star Sonia Richards-Ross, and Buffalo Bills star running back Thurman Thomas, who was more than a little surprised to hear that he was entering yet another Hall of Fame.
One day I got the call that I was in the National High School Hall of Fame, and my daughter was like, I thought there were no more Hall of Fames that you can get in. And I'm like, I guess there's one more. So obviously, you know, it's not just the athletes, it's the coaches, the officials, performing arts, and to be associated with that, because that's what pretty much made the high school, it's a great honor.
Thurman has already been inducted, obviously, into the Pro Football and College Football Halls of Fame. Longtime San Antonio FC goalkeeper Matt Cardone got one final post-practice tunnel before he officially hangs up his cleats. SAFC faces Charleston Battery at 8 p.m. tomorrow, and Cardone will be honored before the game. And finally, happy Bobby Bonilla Day. The 59-year-old former Slugger collects a check worth $1.193 million from the New York Mets. He last played in the Big Apple back in 1999, and he's paid annually with 8% interest through 2035. Best contract in sports by far.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Somebody told me the Mets are still paying Brett Saberhagen, too. So
it's part of the
they've made
course.
Several of these deals.
At least they're learning to laugh at themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
How do I get one of those deals?
We'll talk to management.
All right, we'll be right back.
Do you play outfield? Yeah.
All right, welcome back. We're going to take you live to Sky 12 right now. We are following some breaking news out in the southwest side. You're looking at that semi-trailer right there. This is on South General McMullen, just south of Highway 90. We know that Bexar County Sheriff investigators are there as well as constables. And what we are learning right now is that we know they found some individuals in the back of that trailer.
Yeah, we know that they found undocumented immigrants. What we don't know is this a case of smuggling? Were they just undocumented immigrants that were at this apartment complex? There are a lot of questions we don't have answers to right now. What we do know is the San Antonio Fire Department was on the scene. They apparently checked out the individuals in question, and we saw them giving them water and checking them out. They have left the scene. We also have not seen San Antonio police or anyone from ICE or Homeland Security on the scene right now. We are waiting for a news conference from Sheriff Javier Salazar. The microphones are set up. We're just waiting him to clarify exactly what this situation is. But obviously, with what happened on Monday night, there are a lot of people on edge when you see things like this. And over in the distance, those are the individuals we're talking about that are in question, that have been in the shade for a while, as Bexar County investigators have also been trying to sort through this whole thing. At one point, someone just texted us and said it's a mess.
Yeah.
So they're sorting through a lot of different things that are happening out here, and we're trying to get some clarification on exactly what the situation is. And as soon as the sheriff walks up to that podium and those microphones, we will take you there live. Let's move on to an Austin woman coming back to the state capitol to face a murder charge in connection with the death of a professional bicyclist. Authorities tracked down Caitlin Armstrong in Costa Rica. She'd been there for over a month. ABC's Rena Roy with how authorities were able to catch up to her.
43 days after this arrest warrant was issued for yoga instructor Caitlin Armstrong, authorities closing in on the fugitive wanted in the murder of pro cyclist Mariah Wilson.
We knew that she was in Costa Rica. She thought it was a safe haven where she was already trying to establish some type of lifestyle.
U.S. Marshals say Armstrong had been living in a remote Costa Rican beach town after being accused of killing the rising cycling star in Austin, Texas on May 11th. Officials alleging Armstrong flew into a jealous rage when she learned her boyfriend had dinner with Wilson and went swimming with her. They say Armstrong tracked Wilson to this house, then shot her multiple times. A couple days later, police questioned Armstrong but did not arrest her. Then she disappeared. Early this week, authorities learned Armstrong used a passport that was not hers to board a flight on May 18th to Costa Rica.
We knew that she had some type of money. She had a check for $12,200.
And once there, they say she changed her appearance.
She shortened her hair length a little bit, about shoulder length. She dyed it dark brown.
The Wilson family releasing a statement saying they're relieved this phase of uncertainty is now behind them, and adding that to their knowledge, Wilson was not in a romantic relationship with anyone. According to court documents, Armstrong's boyfriend Colin Strickland told police he was briefly in a relationship with 25-year-old Wilson last year, saying after that their relationship was platonic. Armstrong is expected to be deported back to Texas to stand trial for murder. If she's convicted, she could face the death penalty. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
And obesity is a growing epidemic in the U.S. 1 in 3 adults in the United States is considered overweight, and more than 2 in 5 are obese. Those who are obese have a higher risk of impaired mobility. About 112,000 deaths are attributed to obesity every year. Ursula Perry shows us new research that shows a drug used to control symptoms of ADHD may be able to fight obesity.
From melting away the fat to helping you lose weight naturally, Americans spend big bucks on dietary supplements. In fact, they dish out more than $2.1 billion a year on weight loss pills. However,
many of those are sort of street dietary supplement for weight control purpose are not scientifically approved.
But what if researchers can pinpoint what makes a weight loss medication effective?
We're trying to figure out the neurological mechanisms, like how they control that in the normal and obesity kind of patients.
A team of researchers in Texas discovered a novel brain circuit that could potentially signal when to stop eating. Through experiments, folks at Baylor were able to find out that a drug called MPH had the ability to activate and regulate this pathway in the brain.
This drug has been FDA approved for many years and is safely used for the ADHD and the narcolepsy, preventative effects.
And now MPH may have the ability to suppress the need to overeat.
The researchers at Baylor are using mice models to experiment with MPH. So far, they've found that it suppresses the appetite and it reduces the body weight of those mice by strengthening the dopamine-driven circuits that they've discovered. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
All right, millions of Americans have no plans to stay home this 4th of July weekend. The holiday travel forecast next at 6.
4th of July weekend is here. A lot of Americans looking forward to barbecues, fireworks, family time. If you're planning to head out of town to celebrate, you're going to have company on the roads.
Yeah, according to AAA's Independence Day forecast, we can expect the number of travelers this weekend to reach pre-pandemic levels, and despite historically high gas prices, vehicle travel is expected to set a new record. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more.
Summer travel is heating up. More Americans are expected to hit the roads and skies this 4th of July weekend than last year, according to a forecast released by AAA.
We're expecting about 48 million people are going to travel this year, and that's about 1 million more than went last year, and we're almost back to pre-pandemic levels.
Andrew Gross of AAA says there is an unexpected twist. More travelers will be driving this year than last year, despite the high cost of filling up at the pump.
We're going to set an all-time record for the number of people traveling by car this year. 42 million people are going to go by car. And we found that very surprising given how high gas prices are.
Gross has some tips for those traveling this weekend. If you're headed to the airport, don't cut it close. Give yourself plenty of time, even if you have pre-check or clear.
Because you're going to have to navigate more traffic on the roads. And then once you get to the airport, there's going to be a lot longer lines because there are staffing issues with the airlines and also with TSA.
If you're driving, get an early start in the morning.
If you start shifting your travel pattern from noon to like 8 o'clock in the evening, travel volume just builds up, particularly around major metropolitan areas, and you're going to find yourself stuck in good old-fashioned traffic jams.
Gross says if you're fortunate enough to have more than one car, drive the more fuel-efficient vehicle. And when you need to stop for gas,
realize that those gas stations that are closest to the highway exits will always be the most expensive. So if you can take that exit and then drive down the road a mile or so to that gas station there, it will tend to be cheaper.
And some advice to all travelers.
We always tell people this every year, pack your patience. And it sounds trite and a cliche, but this time you really got to pack your patience.
Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
Take a look with live cam. 98 degrees out there.
It's cooling off. It was 100 earlier.
I know, but I really miss the rains.
I know.
Of earlier this week. It was just this week, right?
Yes.
Okay. Seems like a long time ago.
Tuesday. Remember Tuesday? Yeah, it seems like it was a really long time ago, especially because it has been hot the last several afternoons. Today, to kick off the month of July, our first triple-digit day of the month, and that comes after the most triple-digit days in any June on record. So keeping that trend going here. Now around San Antonio, it's sunny and there's no rain, but as you go west toward Tarpley, Utopia, down towards Sabinal, Highway 90 there, we've got some of those little pop-up showers. A closer look at this rain and how we could see a little bit more of this tomorrow coming up in just a few.
All right, we're still sorting through what's happening on the city's west side because I'm told law enforcement is doing the same thing. They're trying to figure out exactly what is happening, again, on the west side in the 2500 block of General McMullen. This is a live shot. We're waiting for the sheriff to give us a briefing. That's why you see all the microphones there. I am told by a very good source that they're still trying to determine exactly what is happening out there and that Homeland Security investigators are actually on the scene. And there are undocumented immigrants on the scene as well, but a number of them may be Cuban, which kind of changes the situation a little bit because it's my understanding, and I fully admit I could be wrong, but it's my understanding that once a Cuban refugee or a Cuban citizen steps ground on United States soil, they automatically get amnesty.
Yeah. That's my understanding as well.
So I think that maybe changes and makes this a little more complicated. I think they're also trying to determine the role that this semi-truck may have played. Was this actually smuggling or was this some sort of work? Or, I mean, there's a lot of speculation going in. And I know, Patty, that one of your sources told you earlier it's a mess.
It's a mess. That's
so they're trying to determine exactly what's happening. But I think all of this certainly points out the fact that there are a lot of people on edge, especially when we had 53 people die because they were trapped in the back of a tractor trailer on Monday.
Yeah,
so a lot of this is understandable, but I just wanted to kind of give our viewers the very latest on what we're hearing.
So we know that at least 15 people were in the back of that semi. That's when we got called out there. That's when our photojournalists arrived. They started seeing all this. They were in the back of that area. There was old furniture in the back of that semi, and this is when it kind of progressed. We know that the constables were out there to begin with, and then the sheriff's office arrived. And from looking at the video that we have that has arrived here, those individuals have cell phones. Yes. We've seen them talking on the phone or looking on their phones, but it looks like men and women. The ambulance and a fire truck was there to begin with, but they have now left the scene, and it is just sheriff vehicles there and investigators from federal authorities as well.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to continue to monitor this situation. That's the very latest that we know right now. Let's go over to Katie, though, and talk a little bit about the weather and the fact that this is the eve of her last show. Yeah. This is the next to last show.
I don't know if
she will do at KSAT.
I don't know if she's happy or sad. I can't read her.
Oh, I think she's both. Yeah. Would that be right, Katie?
It's definitely, yes, it's definitely bittersweet. If you're watching and you're lost, you can find a lot of information on my social media pages, my Facebook page. I understand, or I explain kind of what we're talking about here. But yes, my final weathercast will be tonight on the Night Beat.
I need to see some tears.
No, we don't need
Happy
to
tears,
see tears.
Sad tears. Something.
I don't even like my husband will tell you, my friends, I don't cry. I didn't cry at our wedding. Just not a crier. But I feel it deep in my soul. My love for KSAT in San Antonio. All right, let's talk a little bit more about 4th of July. We were talking about the fireworks forecast. No rain in the forecast here. It'll be warm, but at least it will be breezy. And I just really want to remind you that we still have a very, very bad drought on our hands. This is the drought monitor that was updated yesterday. A wide swath, this dark red color, exceptional drought. That's as bad as drought gets as far as the drought monitor is concerned. And we have a huge swath of that across South Central Texas. So please, when it comes to the fireworks, pay attention to the ordinances in the city that you live in. And if you can help it, leave the fireworks to the experts. Let them put on a big show for you. You don't have to do the work. You can just sit back and enjoy. Please be careful with those fireworks because our ground is so dry. Unfortunately, after the beneficial rain we had early in the week, looking ahead, aside from a low chance of one of those little pop-up showers tomorrow, there is no rain in the forecast through the 4th of July and actually through all of next week. In fact, we turn our attention back to the triple digits. We'll jump into the triple digits over the holiday weekend and stay there all next week. So heat is now the focus, but we do have a little bit of activity out on radar right now from between Vanderpool and Tarpley down to southeast of Utopia. This is well east of Concan, and then down toward Highway 90 and Sabinal. We've got a couple of non-severe storms here. These are nice little downpours that even have a few lightning strikes with them. I want to kind of show you how they're moving. They're really kind of blossoming pretty sporadically, right? As these showers pop up, they fall apart pretty quickly and they put out outflow boundaries. These are the green lines that you're seeing here. And as those outflow boundaries kind of bounce around and move into other boundaries and other little showers, they can help new rain to develop. So it's kind of sporadic, very hit and miss as far as where these showers pop up. A little teeny tiny shower here northwest of Crystal City. Del Rio, things are dry for you now, but up to 77 toward Devil's River State Natural Area. There's a leftover little shower there. Around San Antonio, no rain on radar. All of the activity this evening is well off to the west of Highway 281. So for the next couple of hours, we'll continue to likely see that pop-up shower activity on radar. But after the sun goes down, rain chances fall out of the forecast completely, and overnight we'll just have some clouds around. So we'll wake up to mostly cloudy skies in the morning, light southeasterly winds, and temperatures near 80 degrees. So it's going to be very warm and sticky as we kick off the holiday weekend. Mostly sunny through lunchtime tomorrow. And then again, a chance of a few more of these hit and miss pop-up showers as we get into the late afternoon, early evening hours on Saturday. Keep your fingers crossed that you can get one of those showers because that will briefly cool you down. Otherwise, we'll be back near 100 tomorrow afternoon. Around Boulevardia, high near 97, 98 Seguin, 100 Stinson, 102 in Pleasanton. Quick update of what's going on elsewhere across Texas in case you will be hitting the road maybe tonight or early tomorrow. That tropical moisture out in the Gulf really affected more of Louisiana than it did the Houston area, but nonetheless some heavy rain fell on I-10 between Houston and New Orleans today, so keep that in mind if you're heading that direction. Down near Corpus, we've got some severe storms moving in from the west. By tomorrow, that'll be long gone, and if you want to head down to the beach for the holiday weekend, low rip current risk both Saturday and Sunday. Southeasterly winds and wave heights right around 2 to 3 feet here at home. Just hot, so find yourself a cool spot for the next few days, guys.
Very good advice.
There is a kiddie pool in my future, and paletas and watermelon, all the good stuff.
What time? I'll be there. We'll be right back.
KSAT 12 celebrates Military City, USA, powered by USAA.
New recruits entering the United States Air Force begin their journey in San Antonio or Military City, USA. Inside Joint Base San Antonio Lackland, you'll find the largest career field in the Air Force, security forces.
Drop your weapon! So we'll start with career field history, move through ethics, our code of conduct, so that they understand a basic foundation of what it takes to be essentially a police officer in the military. Once that's done, we'll start proceeding with some more of our training and intensified training.
Sir, drop the weapon!
Moving into things like deadly force, baton, trying to get them a realization of what it's going to entail in the real world.
After completing a series of intense training, the airmen integrate these crucial skills to protect the world's most powerful assets and people in the Air Force.
After that, they will complete their training. Most of them will PCS across CONUS, across the 50 states, or they will go to overseas locations where our missions will be vast, all the way from nuclear security down to integrated defense of scanning, checking identifications at the base, doing base security, all the way to patrol.
Now HSI is on scene conducting interviews and trying to determine if there is even any criminal activity afoot. What we do know is there is some cause for concern. Now the people, some of them are here, the ones that they've talked to thus far, they are here legally. They have been given a court date, and so they've been released back out into the community. However, at this point, I don't believe they have permission to be working, and so that may be where the problem is. Now, I don't know that it's serious enough of an infraction where HSI is going to take them into custody. We're going to be following their lead on that. So they're still conducting some interviews. Now, there are there's a little smoke here. In other words, I wouldn't call it fire just yet, but there's a little smoke, some cause for concern. They're all working for a company out of California, and From what we're being told, they are being paid a livable wage. I don't think that they're being exploited pay-wise if what they're telling us is true. But again, it's just the whole situation is just a little odd. For example, one gentleman is a Cuban national, but he's got an Italian passport. And so HSI is trying to sort through all of that to figure out. So at this point, we're just kind of following their lead, and we're finding out what we have, and we'll take their direction. What I can tell you is that right now, it seems as though the public, law enforcement, everybody is being a little more hyper-vigilant than usual. That's fine. I'd rather that rather than see another tragedy like what happened a couple of days ago. So absolutely, if it takes people calling us 100 times a day to tell us, hey, this looks a little weird, this looks a little off, we'd like you to come check it out, call us. That's what we're here for. And again, I'd rather have that than not find out about it and later on it was something else. So esta tarde, un oficial del constable del primer precinto está.
All right, so that's the situation you heard live. That is Sheriff Javier Salazar live, basically saying that a deputy constable was on the scene serving warrants or serving some sort of paperwork when he noticed several people jumping out of an 18-wheeler. That raised a red flag for him, especially with what happened on Monday. He called in law enforcement, and like the sheriff said, Homeland Security and Bexar County Sheriff's deputies are on the scene. They're trying to determine if there's really even a crime that was committed. Right now, at least all of the migrants that they've talked to there are in the country legally. Like I said, because some of them are Cuban. When a Cuban citizen steps ground on the United States soil, they are automatically given amnesty. There's still some questions about whether they're being allowed to work in the company they were working for. He said there's some smoke there. But he also said, I would want us to be hypervigilant. Obviously, we're hypervigilant because of what happened with the deaths of 50-plus migrants on Monday. Call us 100 times a day if you have suspicions. We'd rather have that than the opposite.
Yeah, he's saying one of the things that he was concerned about is that there's a Cuban there, but he has an Italian passport. Yeah. And so there's just a lot of confusion that they really need to sort out. But this is something that we have been following for a few hours, and we wanted to give you an update on that. Yeah,
and we're talking about roughly 15 people. They were being paid. He does not believe they were being exploited by this
a California company
out of California, but they're doing a little more digging into it. And he said, obviously, they're going to follow. They'll just follow whatever Homeland Security decides to do from this point with the people that were working there.
But he said the good thing is that people are being vigilant. Yeah. You're seeing a group of what they believe to be migrants coming out of the back of a semi. Obviously, that raises a red flag given what we have been through this week.
Yeah. We're taking another break. We'll be right back.